Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Hero Cantare video. Alright, today we'll be talking about which one I think is the best banner that you should be pulling for in the portal for the 100-day anniversary right here. Right, so if you guys are not aware, alright, in this portal right here, there are 4 new banners. Tetra Cube, we have HCLW Cube, which is Hardcore Leveling Warrior. Alright, we have God of High School's Cube, and Tower of God's Cube. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys if you are new to the game, right? So hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a better insight. First things first, alright, if you haven't already checked out my recent video, I did a reroll guide on which one, in my opinion, alright, is the best, top 5 heroes that you should be rerolling for. Alright, that video is still relevant until today because up till then there's not much units that have been released except for Queen No Name, but she's only really good in PvE. She's not extraordinarily strong in PvP. So hopefully I will be able to cover almost every aspect. Alright, I'll give you a couple of scenarios, like if you are a veteran player or if you are new, and if you have been playing for a long time since day one like I do. Let me hide this thing, man. This thing has been triggering me for a while. Alright, how many of you guys actually use this shortcut thing? You can now hide it right now. Alright, if you go to settings, hide floating shortcut, bam, it's gone. Easy. That thing bugs me since day one. Holy moly, I have to move it all over the screen to find the sweet spot, and then I find at the top right is the sweet spot. I never use that thing ever. Okay, so if you guys are not familiar, alright, by default, some of you might be new to the game and you might not know this. I noticed a lot of players saying that the game lags for them, or sometimes the game crashes, or sometimes the game even drains a lot of battery. I noticed this helps me. I'm not sure if it helps you guys as well, but you can try this. By default, the game throws everybody into channel 1. So channel 1 is super preoccupied, so every time you'll see a bunch of words jumping up right here. Alright, so to help mitigate the lag and stuff, I noticed that switching channel does help. So I'm in channel 69 right now, my favorite number. Alright, so if you guys want to go to, you can try to switch to other channel besides channel 1, because that's where it's most saturated, and every few seconds you get 3 to 5 messages. It slows down the game. In the previous video, alright, again I'm gonna plug it right here. I know there's a Summer Spirit code, redeem code that you can actually use, but I'm not sure if that still works. So there's actually a better way to reroll right now if you are new. So how you want to reroll is kind of easy. Every single one of these banner, every time you touch them, you have a 2% chance, 3%, oh, there's a 3% chance? Okay, there's a 3% chance for you to get an SS for each of these banner, which is quite high. Alright, so what you want to do, you want to touch on every single one of these banner. So you will get 1 free pull the first time. Alright, this one, touch this one as well, touch this one as well, touch this one as well, touch this one as well. Alright, I mean this one is, you don't get SS on this, but it is what it is. So the first touch on every single banner will grant you a free unit. So you can basically try your luck to see if you can get SS. You can also try to reroll that way. If you don't get anything that you want, you can basically reset the account and keep trying that. I think it's going to be much better because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 total bets. That's going to be 7 free pulls for you already, right? I mean, not counting the selective summon which you get later upon completing 1-3. Now, in the selective summon, there's plenty of units that are not available right there. So you have to reroll it using this method. Alright, I want to mention that again because I get a lot of comments saying that, oh, why is Kaiser not in the selective summon? Why is Prime King Uma not in selective summon? Plenty of units are not available in selective summon. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, so every single one of these units, Tetra, Hardcore Leveling Warrior, God of High School, and Tower of God. So each of them have a different variety of units. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. So I'm going to try to hopefully give you which one should be the priority that you want to roll for. Alright, let's jump into this world. Jump into the hero dungeon. I think it's easier to view it this way. Okay, we're going to start off from Tetra. Alright, Tetra is the current world you're on, where this entire game story takes place. Okay, Tetra is very simple. The banner is not something that you want to roll for. I would recommend avoiding it. So the only players that should roll on this banner is if you already get good, decent DPS units and good tanks elsewhere, then Tetra will basically have 2 of the strongest healers in the game, SS healers. Alright, so Phantom Thief Lady, I would advise you to avoid her. Daisy, avoid. Odette, one of the worst one. Hilda and Charlotte is decent, but they need Chaos Shards. I'm going to cover that later why. I think you should avoid them. Alright, they are very team specific, and if you are new, I don't recommend getting them as your priority. So the only good ones are these three. She is decent, Idle Rock Crawler is decent, but there's much better alternatives out there, alright? So compared to her. So again, she's a light type, that's gonna need Chaos Shards. And I'm gonna mention this a lot because a lot of new players, when they go into this game, they don't know about these things. So there are 5 different elements in this game, alright? This is an ice type. So ice type will need the ice shard, right? Very simple. So fire type heroes, alright, like Prime King Uma will need the fire shards. So the problem with Chaos Shard is the light type and the dark type, they both share them, alright? They both need Chaos Shards. And there's plenty of good light and dark type units. There are plenty of meta units for them. So your Chaos Shard shouldn't be wasted on those units that are subpar. You want to waste them on units that are really good for Chaos Shards for light and dark type. Which is why, alright, I'm highly suggesting to you guys that you avoid her if you are new and you are low on Chaos Shards. When you are new, you're most likely going to be low on Chaos Shards. So the only one you have to worry about is Chloris and Pure Green Erin. These two are good. I would argue that she is a way better healer. I do have both, right? Once I obtained my Pure Green Erin, I decided to not use her anymore. She's just way stronger in my opinion, and has much more... The regeneration is just too strong, alright? So that's something that you want to consider. So I would say Pure Green Erin should be your priority. She's the best healer in the game right now, if I'm not mistaken. She is gonna be slightly better than Chloris. Like I mentioned, if you already got your tanks, you already got your DPS up, this is the banner you want to go for. But if you haven't, majority of you, if you are new watching this, right, you shouldn't roll on this banner. So what you want to do is, after you complete chapter 1-3, there's that selective summon. You cannot get her in selective summon as far as I know, but you can get Chloris. She's the second best healer, but still, she's not that far behind a Pure Green Erin. I would say go for her in the selective summon, so that way you can basically cover up your healing needs. Alright, you don't have to worry about any healers for a long time. You should be able to tackle all the Season 0 story. I did all my Season 0 story with just Chloris. Alright, Pure Green Erin was not released yet at that time. So that's how you should tackle the reroll. In my opinion, majority of you should try to avoid the Tetra banner. Okay, let's talk about Tower of God. Okay, Tower of God is a little bit complicated, alright? You have Black March Bam, okay? I'm just going to cover the SS units, those are A units. You have Endorsi, you have Hwaryun, you have Urek, you have Mars Chenny, you have White. Don't build White, please. Please don't build White. Okay, a lot of new players come to me, should I build White? No, not because he's bad, alright? He is okay, alright, he's okay, but because Chaos Shards, like I mentioned, he's a light type, so you're gonna like struggle with that. You have Green April Yuriha, you have Ju Val Grace, Yon's Flame Kun, Kaiser, and Elaine. So in my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion, Kaiser is the best one on this list, but I don't think you should be pulling for the Tower of God banner. Now, why is that? Let me tell you why. Right now, if you go to this banner, right, so the Tower of God banner, Black March Balm and Yon Flames Kun literally is right here in this other banner right here. And this banner will basically run until December 31st, end of the year. So you'll have plenty of time to pull for these two are like one of the best units in the Tower of God banner. Besides, I think Kaiser is better than both of them, in my opinion. Okay, so Urek is also here. Alright, Urek is also Tower of God. So he's one of the more stronger units as well, alongside with Mars Chenny, there's Grace as well. But in my opinion, like because there's quite a lot of units right now, right, that you can obtain in other banners, especially this one right here, I'm gonna say skip this one. Now, some of you guys might be upset, oh my god, Guitar Rock is not a Tower of God fan. It's not about me being a fan or not, but it's more of what I think is much more realistic. Going for one of these two is gonna be much better. Alright, because you don't have a lot of units here you cannot obtain elsewhere. Like I mentioned, the Tower of God, you still have 2 units that you can obtain right here. You have Urek that you can obtain right here. And then for Hardcore Leveling Warrior and for God of High School, this is where I feel that the money is at. Let's cover Hardcore Leveling Warrior first. Alright, so we have Light. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend him for starters. Like if you want a decent team, Valkyrie is decent, okay? This guy, Max Leveling Warrior, he's actually very good for PvP. But because if you are new, you shouldn't focus on PvP yet. Your sole focus should be on PvE, right? So you want to focus on getting through the story first. And No Name is decent, alright, in a lot of PvE stages. She's alright in PvP. She's good, alright, she's really good in PvE. I feel like these two, alright, if you can get these two, they are really strong in PvE. Alongside with Queen No Name and King Duck. Okay, in my opinion, if you roll for this particular banner, right, I would say priority should go to these 4 units right here for PvE. King Duck is very good for PvP, alright, usable in PvE, but extremely good for PvP. And I do think that most players are going to try to get King Duck. Like, you're going to see him, the sudden influx of him in PvP from now on, after this event 100-day running, because he's just so strong, alright. King Duck is extremely good. I do intend on getting him as well, so most likely I'm going to be selecting him. But yeah, I would highly recommend, this is a decent banner to go for. If you are a day 1 veteran player, alright, most likely you will have most of the PvE units ready. And if you're looking to basically, you know, strengthen your PvP team, getting King Duck is definitely one of the best choice that you have right now. So definitely go for King Duck. If you don't know, like, if you're not sure which banner to go for, but you're a veteran player, go for King Duck. Like, there's just no excuse for you to not go for him. Alright, so she's decent for PvE, Event Boss and stuff to stun. She's also very good. Alright, she's also good in PvE. So you can see quite a lot of units right here in that are good in PvE. King Duck is more of a PvP unit. These two can be, this one is good for PvP as well. God Killer Zero is super flexible. Very strong unit, but I wouldn't recommend her for new players. Why? Number 1, you need her exclusive equipments to be good. Number 2, you need a specific relic to make her really good. So that kind of deters me for recommending her to new players. Again, if you are completely new, I'm gonna say roll for this banner, the God of High School. Alright, so we have Sujin Lee, SS. Okay, we have Heavenly Warlord. We have Jade Emperor Daiwi Han. Witch of the West Mirayo Hayate, which totally sucks. Crusade Mirayo, Prime King Uma, and Ninetail Ilpure Park. Why do I say roll for this banner? Because of Prime King Uma. Now, if you guys have PKU, you have Prime King Uma, you know how strong she is. Alright, she can literally carry you through all the PvE contents. Now, some players ask me, is she better than Kaiser? It's debatable, you know, like Kaiser is really good as well, but it's quite hard to compare both of them because for her, what makes her strong is really her taunt and her passive skill, insane passive skill, alright? Enables her to constantly heal whenever she receives over certain damage. Now, Prime King Uma is something that if you are new to the game, right, you want to make your life a lot easier, just get her. Crusade Mirayo is pretty decent. I feel like she's much more of a flexible unit more than anything else because in PvP, I think King Duck is going to be better than her, but she's not bad either. She's going to be quite flexible in both areas. So she's definitely a decent one for beginners as well. So Prime King Uma, Crusade Mirayo. Now again, this is just speaking from my own experience. Heavenly Warlord is pretty decent as well. Now again, he's not something that you want to aim for at the beginning because he also needs exclusive equipment to be really good. Now exclusive equipments are those equipments that can only equip on that specific hero and can give them an extra ability like passive skill whenever it's equipped on them. So that's something to consider. Same goes for this guy. But definitely these two is where it's at in my opinion. Like I would say if you are new, getting these two will help you a ton. Prime King Uma helped me so much. Sujin Lee is pretty decent, but once you have Prime King Uma, you probably will not need her at all unless you're using a specific tower. So yeah, that basically sums it up everything. So Tower of God, like I mentioned, Black March Bomb and Yon's Flame Kun is available right here. So in my opinion, I would say if you can avoid them, Kaiser is really strong, okay? A lot of units here are strong. Urek is pretty strong as well. We have Valgrace and Elaine, they are pretty decent. But again, I'm not saying that they are weak, but it's just that I feel like you're going to get much more value if you get PKU. Like, PKU is just where it's at in my opinion. Like, she's going to help you everywhere. Alright, she's the super versatile unit that you can use in PvP, PvE, and just every single content out there. Maybe weak in Advent Boss because it's quite hard to get her to taunt, right? But other than that, I would say go for her if you can. If you guys are not familiar, how you can get the free pulls is you go to this 100-day coin exchange shop. So every single day, you get these coins, alright? If I'm not mistaken, you get at least 4,000 of them. I got 4,000 of them yesterday, so wait until reset. Oh, there's this compensation, I didn't know this. So you want to use that coin to exchange for this item right here. So this is the currency for you to basically pull in those 100-day banner, alright, the essence of Santa. Now, there are some players that ask me, if you buy all of this, can you afford to buy everything else? And I'm not entirely sure. You should be able to, because if you are hardworking enough to do daily login, spend adventure tickets, alright, that's very important. You have to spend adventure tickets. Every one ticket converts into one of these coins. So if you spend 100 within a day, you get 100 of these coins. I easily spend like 300 to 400 every day, right? And then spending gems, spending more Essence of Sanctum will get, believe it or not, will give you more Essence of Sanctum in return. So this is not something that every player should go for, unless you are a collector. The 100 Festival badge, this one is just like any Vitality SS artifact. You can get this easily if you farm the Advent boss every single day, right? You can get all of this SS by just farming the Advent boss. There's no need for you, unless you are a collector, okay? If you are a collector, that's fine. You want to get this cute little chibi icon right here. I get it, it's cute and stuff. But if you are not a collector, right? I don't see this specific artifact being extremely valuable. It costs 30,000 coins. So priority should go to this, alright, where you can exchange for 100 of those. That one should be the priority. The rest, it depends. In my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion, I would go for this SS Relic Selection Chest over the other one. Like, I would go for this first and I would go for that last. I would love to hear your thoughts as well, so let me know in the comments below, which of these 4 banners do you think is the most worth it? So again, some of you might say, okay, Kaiser is worth it, just go for this banner, which is fine, alright? So she is really strong, but is she better than PKU though? Like, that's the question, right? If for a beginners, should you get a Kaiser or a PKU? Like, I think PKU is much more flexible, you will be able to get much more value out of her, but again, everything is dependent on your equipment. There are some situations where I've used Kaiser and she helps me solo battles as well. So that's going to be quite hard to make a comparison, right? They are both solid tanks. Definitely, I don't think you can go wrong either way, but because Crusade Mirayo is right here, and I do think that she's worth getting. While right here, you know, if you look at the other pickup cube that we have, you have the options to obtain the other units in the other cubes. So yeah, that's just my thoughts overall. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.